My name is Anthony Njuguna, and I play the character of Escobar. Escobar, those guys who bring ladies into the house, they do parties, it's not their house, they don't care. When they asked about it, it's none of their business.
Growth as an actor and growth as a human being are synonymous. You may ask yourself how. Acting is an activity in which a story is told by means of its enactment, whereby an actor or an actress adopts a character to tell a story.
In all this, I understand that as an actor or actress, I have to keep in mind the two-third constitutional rights. There are individuals who behave in the manner of a certain character, usually by reciting scripted dialogue, in order to entertain an audience, especially in a play, movie, or television show. Yes, this week we take a look at the career life of an actor as we talk to Anthony Kyule Njuguna. Welcome to Elimu Nguvu, where education is what remains after one has forgotten what he or she learnt in school. My name is Purity Mukuhe. Let's begin with what to expect on the show.
Education is important. It's very important, not because of the papers, because of what you instill in your mind.
Yes. On the Trending Careers segment this week, we look at the career path of Sarah Jepkemboi Chumoserem, otherwise known to the public as Sarah Serem. She was the chair of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission until December last year. Escobar.
Yes.
It is such a pleasure to have you on this show today, and I'm really excited, to understand this whole character, behind the famous stage name Escobar. So, first of all, for those who may be watching, they probably don't know who exactly you are.
Yes.
Probably introduce yourself, what you do, and for how long you've been doing it.
So, my name is Anthony Njuguna. I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I'm a filmmaker. I'm a creative director. I'm also a father and a family guy.
Yeah.
My acting career has been for quite a long time. I think not very long, like old school, but my acting career started on screen. It started in 2008, but I did theater before I got there.
Okay.
I also did drama before I got to theater. So it has been a journey from school, out of school, and to the screens.
So 10 years down the line, you are still doing acting.
Yes.
Yes, and probably you can tell us now first of all, how exactly did you get to be casted as Escobar? Did it have something to do with your character, or people are looking for somebody who can be a comedian and you decided, you know what, I can do this? So how did you get the role of Escobar?
How I got the role is a simple thing. In life, when you're doing anything with anybody, just know that people are watching.
Yeah.
Because apparently my director and my producer were my colleagues in one of the TV series shows in Kenya, one of the best, called Taidi High.
Yes.
That time I was doing a character of a guy called Alan. So after a while, after we finished doing our characters in Taidi, people went their different ways. And then things happened later on. I went to business. Came out of business, I went to employment and so on and so forth. So one time I was contacted by the director, Philip Karanja, and he asked me if I could want to come back to the screens and do something. I told him, why not? Fine. After all, I feel as if it's my calling.
Yeah.
So eventually he called me. He told me this show and we are starting this, we're doing the pilot and everything, and we did the pilot. The pilot was amazing. So it was commissioned by Maisha Magic, and yes, here we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Growing up, did you always want to maybe become an actor, or were you thinking of these big titles, maybe a doctor, a lawyer? What was it like for you?
I wanted to become like 10 things.
Oh, you had a list. Okay, fine.
An actor was not one of them, because acting, I was doing it as a passion, but I wasn't thinking of having it as a career. I would say today I'm a pilot, and those kids who are just confused. Today I'm a pilot, tomorrow, no, I might become a doctor. No, I become a mechanic. No, an engineer. I wasn't really decided. And I think that's one thing about our system that need to change. We need to have a system that you can pinpoint a child's strength.
Yeah, right from
yes, then cultivate on it until they graduate or something.
Moving on to the education aspect of it, tell us about your high school life. I think you were one of those really interesting characters in high school. Some of the ones who are told, you know what, education is not for you, just go do some other thing, that will earn. So what was the high school experience for you?
First and foremost, I want to mention the high school I was in. Maybe guys will relate to it. I was in a school called Moho High School, in a place called Gatundo.
Yes.
And that's, first and foremost, is an amazing school from back then to now, because it's a really old school. And I got there in 2003. That's why I was there in Form 1. And all through till Form 4, I was doing drama. But apart from drama, I was doing other things. I was in club things and everything. I was actually the noisy guy, the hyper guy. This guy, when he's in your class, you're laughing the whole day. It just came naturally from long time. So my education in Moho High School lasted for 4 years. I wasn't suspended any one single day. Despite the fact, outside I look like a bad boy. Outside here now today. In school, I was a very disciplined individual.
That is shocking.
I was in the CU. I have a very firm foundation in God. Okay. I was in CU. I was also in YCS. In high school, I used to juggle both of them. All I know is that Jesus is the same. So basically, my high school life was not the characters I play today. Because in high school I was a really good boy. I won't lie to you. But now there was a problem with some of the grades. Like mathematics. Me, I'm the guy who got E's from Form 1 to Form 4 in mathematics. Yes. I used to fail in mathematics terribly. Remember one time, one of my teachers told my mom, all those open days, your son has never performed in mathematics from Form 1 to Form 4. What do you think your son will ever perform? You will never get to any university. You will never be anything in life. And you know what I did? I went back to God. I prayed. I got a B in mathematics.
So going back a bit on the subject, mathematics was not one of your strongholds, we'd say.
Not really. I personally believe I'm not those slow kind of failures as my records speak. Only that I didn't have time for them. I had time for life in high school. I was in music. I was in gonjeras. I was in drama. I was in all those things, in club, geography club, what club, entertainment, what have you. I was in so many things. I don't know, education that back then wasn't my, especially Form 2 and 3. I did so many things. I'm those guys who used to cram, Form 2 and 3, I used to cram, I used to shikai cram the whole night, pap. Next day I do the exam. After the exam, I forget everything. But later on, when I got to Form 4, I realized life is not like that. Because these 4 years are really important. It's actually a very big pillar in your further studies and as well as life, If you don't make it for these 4 years, you'll rather even get information and knowledge, than not get anything and still think that you can make it out there. It is really tricky. So the thing is, when I got to Form 4, I really focused on education at some point, because I stopped drama. I had to discontinue from directing drama, from doing drama in school, and actually concentrate on my education, what brought me to school. And I didn't pass that much. I just got a C+. But at least I didn't fail as much.
Yeah.
I would have passed, but I didn't take time to be what I wanted to be. But anyway, it worked out eventually.
In your present career today as an actor,
Yes.
what subjects would you say have helped you maybe become more effective, in your skill as an actor?
I'll start with grammar. Swahili and English. That is the first. Secondly, mathematics, because for you to make it in any career, you have to calculate. There's a lot in mathematics that is not even in grammar. You have to know probabilities. You have to know a lot of things. Even as directing, there's a lot of things you need to know. Another one is physics. Operating cameras, operating modes, knowing these angles, those angles, what have you, such things. So those are, for me, I think those are the main ones that they have really helped me in this career right now in my life. Yeah.
And probably, I don't know if you can relate, but chemistry was one of the worst subjects for many people.
Yeah.
So probably for you, what subjects did you feel that weren't really,
The one you've mentioned.
appeal?
Chemistry.
So you relate?
I hate chemistry to date.
Okay.
I hated chemistry. To show you I hated chemistry, I got a D. I think a D or a C. But the good thing, they weren't considering the most failed one.
Yes.
They were looking at the ones, the ones you've passed the more. So chemistry was the last one. So I don't know chemistry. Because
It never just rhymed with you.
When we touched the mole concept, that's when I saw Marundurundu.
Your campus experience. Now you have moved from Gatondo and you are going into campus. How was it like for you?
Campus was amazing, man. Daystar University is one of the best universities because first and foremost, it's a university founded on Christian principles, and that's where you really come close to God. It really defines you now as a child of God. And I got there in 2007. Let me say just 2007. It was the first year at Daystar University. I was in Earth River campus.
Yes.
But when I was in Earth River campus, I had started acting the previous year after I left high school. So I was with a group called Galaxy with an IE, Galaxy Theatres, based in Machakos. And that's where we started I started my career in terms of theatre. And we used to go around schools, around Kenya, doing those set books and everything. But when I got to Daystar, because of that exposure and experience, most guys wanted to maybe associate with me and see how we can do projects better in theatre, and so on and so forth. So I got in 2007 in school.
Yes.
I was overwhelmed by acting.
Yes.
I used to leave campus, go hustle. Out there I go, I don't know where, some places in Western, just hustling, getting some money. And it really pushed me because I'm not from a very rich background. Not even very rich. I'm not from a rich background. I'm just from a normal, simple family. And sometimes, you have to go an extra mile to assist a parent in maybe achieving even your dream. So I used to go for shows. When I go for shows, I get some money. At least I buy food. I don't have to ask for food. I have money for entertainment or something small. In campus, there's a lot of aspect of entertainment. Yes. So I did that for 2007. But 2008, I got an opportunity. There was a program that was starting. This was my second audition in my lifetime. The first one was with Galaxy Theatre. So when I went we went to Royal Media, and there was a new project, a new show. So we went there, did an audition, and we passed. and that program today is called Mother-in-Law. So in Mother-in-Law, I was like the first mic. The guy is called Mike. I was to be the first mic, but for some reasons they had to change the character, because of the storyline. So I had to wait for the right time for me to get another. So I waited, and one day the producer, Catherine Nguvu, called me personally, told me, "Hey, where have you been?" "I've been in school." I actually changed campus from Earth River campus to Valley Road so that I get close to Jobo. So she told me, "Hey, come." So this day, then to my surprise, I was casted for Tidy High. I didn't have to audition a second time. So the first day came, I did my first show. Abel Mutua was the guy we did the first scene with, I remember very well. Back then, today is my scriptwriter in Suna Junior. And it was amazing because Tidy back then we used to give it our all. I don't know about today's. I haven't been watching the show much because I've been busy. But back then I know we used to put our best foot forward. Like in OJ, like in Tanya, in Tony Tisai, so many guys, And when I got to Tahiti, that's when now my TV life began, and I've never looked back ever since that day.
You decided to just go on and run?
Yes. At some point it became shaky because I started working. I worked even for an insurance company. I worked for some cargo and freight handling company. I worked in a number of small other companies. But due to my experience in accounting, but I didn't feel as if I was in the right place. So eventually I decided, let me just follow my dream. It works for me in acting and in film, and that's what I'm gonna do.
People think that acting it's really easy. They just see maybe say you on the screen and they're thinking this is just a smooth path. But like any career, it has its ups and downs.
Yes.
So probably tell us all about acting. What does acting entail? For example, right now we've found you guys when you're shooting.
Yes.
So acting is so much more than just being on the screen.
Yes.
So what exactly does acting entail?
Okay, first and foremost, I want to say that this is just like any other ordinary job.
True.
But there's two aspects of acting. There's the cast and the crew. Okay? Being a cast, the challenges are so many. First and foremost, being someone you're not is one of the hardest things because you might eventually be that person. You've seen guys commit suicide. You've seen guys become someone else. Won't say I'm a change squeezy, because they really took the character into themselves. We have something called method acting. Method acting is when you pick a character and be that character. If that character is a killer, even the way you'll be talking to people, they fear. Even your friends, because you've really taken it into yourself. But apart from that, we have the other aspect of crew. Crew, they do a lot of job. Just holding the camera, being in every scene the whole day from morning to evening.
Relax sweetie. Najua sija interact sana na mademu, lakini hizi no zenu lakini yes.
Wacha nikwambie, usipopitia hapa in the next 3 seconds. Ile ndio mtapiga hapa, utasikika hadi get right.
Unajua nini? Wale watu wameniambia no, kwa hii life. Hawaendagi kwa sawa.
Unaniumiza.
Nakuumiza. Bado, ngoja nikimalizana na wewe utajua kuumia nini. Sawa? Johnny. What's up, man? Umbocho wako hapa anajifanya Rihanna. Mwambie tumeona wengi. Hey dude, come here you rascal. Nina du? Nilifikiri kwa kuleta high school. Nini bana? She's just a lady is my name. Unasikia? Toka hapa, ishia, toka, enda. Ishia. Toka hapa, enda unasikia?
Zako na uende, ishia, enda! Kosashi. He's a general father. Cut.
Trying to have different angles, because like one scene can have even up to 20 shots. You know, if you want something which is perfect, you have to take your time. You know, we wake up at 4. We wake up early in the morning. We get to job, we leave late. You know, it's one of the hardest jobs actually we have, but people should not fear it. It's just like any other job, only that when you come to know how to handle your challenges, it becomes easier for you to do what you're loving. You know, right? For example, as we wake up at 4 in the morning, at 5, 6 we are here. We take breakfast. We start shooting the whole day. You know, the whole day you're on set. I don't even have time. Like for this interview, I have to have a scene moved so that I can have this interview. Unlike when I'm just available, because when you talk about weekends, those are family days. You know?
Someone at home may be watching and they haven't done acting as you know, as a course in campus. They haven't done theatre and film, but they want to do acting as a career. They have the talent, you know, and the passion for it.
Yes.
So what should they do to give themselves an edge compared to those people who have actually done theatre film? Maybe for you, what have you done to give yourself an edge, considering you actually didn't do theatre and film?
Yes. Take interest.
Yes.
Take interest. If you're interested, you'll get to where you want to be. Because if you'll get interested and you love what you're interested in, you develop something called passion. Okay, passion for something. Anybody in this entire world who has passion in something, they eventually end up achieving that goal. Okay, you don't need papers. I've told you, papers will get you a job. Get them, they'll get you a job. But you see, maintaining that job, it has to be passion. Okay, it has to be the interest. If I am interested in being a doctor, trust you, today I'll make a move. Okay, I'll want to know what doctors do. I do my research. Okay, I do my development. I'll know, so for me to become a doctor, I have to start here, I have to go here, I have to talk to this person. Eventually you'll connect the dots and you'll get to there.
And probably, just to mention, you know, one of the challenges that you face, you know, as an actor, you've mentioned having to wake up early. It's not a challenge, it's actually normal for every career. So probably what challenges do you face, maybe in terms of logistics?
Yes.
When you go to the field, what challenges do you face in the field of acting?
This is a question I've been asked by so many people, and I'll still answer it the same way because that's how I feel it. For me, I took time to learn more about what I'm doing. I took time very well. I don't know if I have a challenge I can point out. I told you waking up in the morning, because that's the only challenge. I struggle waking up in the morning. Oh my God, I slept at 11 going through scripts, and I have to wake up at 4 or 5, you know. But the biggest challenge in every actor in the world is getting to bring out the character. That's why people repeat and repeat and repeat. If you're a good girl and I ask you to play a bad girl,
I've actually been in such a scenario. It was a very compromising
yes,
situation.
before you adjust to it, it's really tough, especially if you're not this because of the passion. You'll have it rough, because that's how you look at some productions and you're wondering, now this person, why did they give this person this role? This, either they casted wrong or there's something wrong with the cast, you know. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is if you can learn how to conform to a character and bring it out. Okay, that is the best thing, and that is the biggest challenge I can have. And apart from waking up that's the biggest challenge.
As we take a short break, join us at the end of this break in order to figure out, 1, if acting as a career is sustainable or not, and 2, if you take up a career in acting, can it actually pay your bills? Stay tuned to get answers, but first, here's Words of Wisdom of the Day by Meryl Streep.
Acting is not about being someone different, it's about finding the similarity in what is apparently different, then finding myself in there.